Infamy! Infamy! They've all got it in for me!
An unforgettable comic line delivered by an unforgettable comic. Kenneth Williams, star of 25 Carry-On films, countless hit radio series, TV chat shows and author to boot. Most people remember him as the man with the flaring nostrils, the undisputed king of British camp and bawdy humour. But there was a deeper, sadder and heavily intellectual side to Kenneth Williams, rarely glimpsed by an audience, and a side which forms the basis of Dave Benson's portrayal in his one-man show.
I thought, let's do something completely different. So we opened the show with this very intellectual diatribe, which hopefully will make the audience go, now this isn't what it sounds like him, and it's got his rhythm to it, but it's not what we were expecting.
Certainly Dave Benson hadn't been expecting to play Williams. A fringe actor in Edinburgh looking for his own one-man show, it wasn't until he saw a programme on the late comic in 1994 that he decided to put his childhood mimicking abilities to better use. Those who knew Kenneth Williams say the performance is more than just an impersonation. Dave Benson literally brings the man to life.
How could this man who never never knew Williams, didn't know him at all, never met him, how could he be so accurate? How could he know so much about him? It was quite extraordinary to see this creature emerging as if he'd never died and reappearing through David Benson.
This cab driver looked him in the driving mirror and he said to her, he said, "T.S. Eliot, isn't it? T.S. Eliot."
Yes, I didn't know you would recognise. Oh, I know them all. I've had them all. I've had them all in my cab. Oh, yes, I've had them all. I know them all. He said, "You think I had any here last week?" Bertie Russell. Bertie Russell in my cab. Greatest philosopher in the Western world, right?
"Bert," I said, "Bert, what's it all about, mate?"
And the twit couldn't tell me.
Using Kenneth Williams' diaries to research the part, Dave Benson discovered much about his complex character, not least that while he was making us laugh, Kenneth Williams often felt suicidal.
I was on Just a Minute today, and because I was bawling and shouting and going and shouting the odds and making a spectacle of myself, and of course they were all laughing sycophantically, weren't they? And the more they laughed, the more I did it, and I went home feeling suicidal. And when I read that, I thought, my God, everything we loved about Kenneth was actually torture to him.
Kenneth Williams was found dead by his mother at number 8 Marlborough House, just off Great Portland Street, on Friday the 15th of April 1988. He was due to have gone into hospital for an operation that day, and a high level of painkillers was found in his body, but not enough for the inquest to find that Kenneth Williams had taken his own life. But Benson believes Kenneth Williams did kill himself.
I wish I was dead.
And ends the show, much to the chagrin of many fans, with the comic taking his own life. Kenneth Williams left behind him a legacy of laughter, and while Dave Benson's show portrays the comic ulcers and all, there's no doubt how much he admires the man.
I think David Benson must regard Kenneth Williams as a hero. I don't think he would go to those lengths of trying to relive him if he didn't find him interesting, fascinating, and thus heroic.
I think he'll always be there, and I probably will always be associated with some people as the man who does Kenneth Williams, which is okay. I mean, we all have to have a career, and that's not a bad career to have, as the man who does Kenneth Williams.
RSVP, ma crêpe Suzy.